Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. I wanted to do a video talking about products that I think are underrated. So I picked out some products that I think that aren't really talked about as often on YouTube as like some other products that are like raved about. So I figured I would gather some of the products that I absolutely love that I feel like not a lot of people know about, or maybe they know about them but it's just like not really talked about as often that I think that they should be. Also, let me know if you guys want to see something where I talk about products I don't like. I know that's kind of like a negative video, but I feel like they're very helpful. If you guys want to see what products I think are underrated, then let's just jump right in. So the first thing that I want to talk about is this product, and I don't know if this is going to be discontinued or what, but I use this all the time on my channel. This is the NYC Smooth Skin Bronzing Face Powder. This is in the color Sunny. So I have gone through several pans of this, and I cannot seem to find it at Walmart anymore. I don't know if they're discontinuing it, but I really hope they're not, because this product I think is something that is definitely underrated here on YouTube. I grab for this all the time. I used it today on my face. I've been using it so much lately. It's just a very nice kind of warm bronzer. It doesn't have any shimmer in it. Goes on the skin really smooth. That is it right there. It's such a smooth product, and I feel like nobody talks about this or uses this on YouTube. At least in my people that I watch don't really use this, and I reach for it all the time. I've gone through so many of these. I actually used to use this all the time in high school, and I still use it. And this, like I said, I've repurchased so many of these, and I think that this is like $4. Please let me know if you guys know what's going on with this brand, if you are familiar, if they are discontinuing. I can't find this in stores at Walmart, and I don't know if they have it at Target. I haven't checked. But I'm going to be really sad if that's the case, because it's such an underrated product for sure. Sticking with some face products, I think that these are underrated. I don't know if it's because they're more new or maybe they will be talked about. This is by the brand Makeup Revolution, and these are the baked highlights. I've been using these for quite some time, so they're not like brand new. You can find the brand Makeup Revolution at Ulta. I don't know if they sell it anywhere else, but I have two in the colors. Let's see. This one is in Radiant Lights, which is more of like a pinky, and then this one is Golden Lights. This one's more gold, this one's more pink. I know the lights are kind of bright, so it's kind of hard to see what they look like. These highlights are so beautiful, and they're super pigmented. That's one right there, and that's it swatched on the back of my hand. Super pigmented. The gold one is really pretty. I feel like the gold one looks so pretty when you spray it with like Fix Plus or something. So that is it right there. Super pigmented, and I think that these are very underrated. They're such good highlights. Like I was saying, I feel like these are underrated. I've used them so much that the writing of the Makeup Revolution actually has rubbed off of them, which is crazy to me, but I use these a lot on myself, on other clients, and I think that they are beautiful, and I don't really see a lot of people talk about them. I've only seen a few people talk about them like here and there, but they're not really like raved about, and I think they should be. I think they're really good. Sticking with highlights, I might as well talk about this one. Now, I don't know if this is really considered underrated, or maybe I just don't really watch people that use this product. This is the Marc Jacobs Spotlight Glow Stick. This is such a beautiful cream highlight. I don't know how this is not like so raved about. I used it on my face today, and I have it topped with another highlight, but it's just one of those kind of like roll up highlights, and it's cream, and that's it on my finger right there. This highlight just gives you the most beautiful natural glow. When you put this on your skin, it literally looks like you're glowing within. It's not chunky glitter. It's very pretty, and it just gives you that kind of like wet, dewy looking skin, and I absolutely am obsessed with this product. I use it in so many of my makeup tutorials, and I don't know, like I said, if this is really considered underrated or if I just don't really watch people that use it, but I think it's such a good highlight, and it's so worth the money. I believe it's $42. I just cannot put this down. I've been using it all the time before I set my face, and I think that it just looks so, so natural and so beautiful. I feel like anyone that loves highlights would love this. So if you have not tried this, definitely give it a try. Moving on, I want to talk about a couple blushes. These ones are the Wet n Wild Color Icon blushes. I feel like they're not really, I feel like a lot of these things aren't like super, super underrated, but they just don't get enough hype that they should. So these are the Wet n Wild Color Icon blushes. I have the colors. Which one is this? This is Mellow Wine and this is Apricot in the middle. I feel like these blushes are so affordable and so pigmented. So I will show you guys. Just look at how pigmented that is. That is like packed with so much pigment. Like these blushes are just overlooked because of the price. People think they're not good because they're so affordable. But they are actually one of the best blushes that I actually own. Like high end and low end. I don't know if you guys will be able to see that one, but that one's more of like a light blush for like lighter skin tones. I think that these blushes should be more raved about. I think they're amazing and they're so affordable. If you guys have not tried the Wet n Wild blushes, definitely go pick some up. Another highlight that I want to talk about is this, and this is by the brand Hard Candy. You can find Hard Candy at Walmart. This is like one of their baked blushes in the color Tiki. It says it's a baked bronzer, but it's definitely not a bronzer. This is definitely a highlight. I feel like this is so underrated. It is such a beautiful kind of like glowing within highlight, but it doesn't look powdery. Like look how beautiful that is. It's so pretty. I'm running out of room on my hands. I have self-tanner on, so it's kind of hard to show you guys, but it is such a beautiful highlight that just looks like you are glowing on your skin, and it just looks so stunning in my opinion, and I feel like no one really talks about these. I think I've seen Kathleen talk about this and maybe one other person, I can't remember, but I feel like so many people need to try these, and I feel like baked highlights are the prettiest because they glide on your skin, they don't look powdery, they look kind of that like metallic finish, and I think that this is so underrated and something that you guys should definitely try. One more highlight that I have to talk about. I'm sorry that I have so many highlights, but this is the Laura Mercier highlight in the color 01. I actually purchased this because of Kathleen here on YouTube, but she's the only person that I feel like I've seen use this, and I just think it is so underrated. I bought it because she really liked it, and I am obsessed with it. It's such a beautiful highlight. It's another baked highlight. This is their Matte Radiance Baked Powder. So it says it's a matte radiance, and the reason for that being is that it's meant to look like you're just radiant within, and you're not like super like glittery or anything like that. It just looks so beautiful on the skin. That is it right there. And it just gives you that really highlighted, like awake look without looking glittery. I cannot stand when highlights look too glittery. I feel like it just looks so like, I don't know, I just like the baked highlights a lot more, and I think this one is definitely one that is underrated. The only reason why I knew about it was because of Kathleen, but like I said, I think she's the only person that's really talked about it, at least that I've watched, and I watch quite a few YouTubers. I just feel like this is such a beautiful highlight, and if you are someone that likes baked highlights and you like Laura Mercier, you would love this. It's so beautiful. So the next thing that I think is pretty underrated, but this is I think a little fairly new, so I'm not sure if that's why, but this is by Wet n Wild, and this is the Mega Glow Makeup Contour Stick. This I feel like isn't really talked about either. Like I know it's more like on the newer spectrum of the drugstore. That is it right here. This is in the color Oaks on You, and I am such a big fan of this. I use this to cream contour all the time. It is such a perfect like contour shade. It's not too warm, it's not too ashy, it's right in between, and I feel like I'm going to use the crap out of this in the summertime. So this is another one that I feel like not too many people talk about it. It could be because it's more on the newer side, but it's definitely a really good contour stick. It's one of the best that I've ever tried, and I think that it is so underrated. So definitely pick this up if you are someone that likes cream contour. It's amazing. Moving on to a primer that I want to talk about. I feel like this one is underrated as well, and this is by Loreal. This is the Magic Lumi primer. This is more for like if you really want that like dewy, glowy skin look. This is one that I always go for. I've gone through a few tubes of this. I know Jaclyn Hill uses this, and this is why I purchased it like a couple years ago, because I'm an OG subscriber to Jaclyn Hill. I love her. And she used this quite a few years ago in one of her videos, so I of course picked it up. But she is like the only one that I've really seen use this. I feel like it's just such a good product, and if you are someone that has like extremely dry skin, you would love this. It kind of has like a pearlescent undertone to it, and when you blend it on your skin, it just looks so radiant. Like, I cannot explain this. I think it's so good. I don't know if it has like a lasting power, so maybe you could like go in with one for more of like the lasting power. This is just to really make your skin look super glowy and like super alive, and I love this primer. I feel like it's really underrated, and definitely check this out if you are someone that has dry skin. I feel like you would love this. Another drugstore product that I think is really underrated is this, and this is the Milani Brow Fix Brow Kit. Now, I've been using this for probably like 2 years, so I'm probably due to get a new one, but as you can see, I've hit pan on this kind of like darker brown, and I've used quite a bit of the lighter shade. Now, there used to be like a highlight shade up here, used all of that. I used to use this so much before I purchased my first Anastasia Brow Wiz, and I still reach for this when I do like a pomade. I will use this to set the pomade, and this I think is so underrated. I feel like no one really talks about this, and it is such a good like brow kit. I've used this just on its own. It comes with a little brush. I can't remember what it looks like, but I use this with like an angled brow brush, and this is such a good brow kit. Like, and it's so affordable. It's by Milani, and I just feel like so many people should check this out. The writing is like pretty rubbed off of it, but I'm pretty sure this is in the color light medium, and then they have a medium dark, or this one might be the medium dark, I'm not sure. But I usually go in with the lighter shade more towards the front, and then I'll go in to this darker shade and really kind of perfect the outside of my brow. But this is one that I feel like no one ever talks about, and I think it's so good. Sticking with brows, this is by the brand Essence, and this is called Make Me Brow. This is to like set your brows. This reminds me so much of the Benefit, is it the Benefit one? This is just such a good product in my opinion. It has this tiny little spoolie, and you can go in and set your brows with it. There's different colors. This one is in the color taupe, I believe. No, soft brownie. Soft brownie? That's so weird. But it's in the color 03, and it just has there's another one that's more of like a taupe color, but I think it's a little too ashy. So this one I use to set my brows with whenever I don't really want to use my Anastasia Clear Brow Gel. I'll go in with this one, and this one in my opinion is so underrated. It's like $2 or $3, and this sets your brows in place. It also kind of gives you a little bit of more like a thicker voluminous brow. So I highly recommend trying this. It is so affordable, and it's so underrated in my opinion. So moving on to some eyeliners. These ones aren't like extremely underrated. They're kind of like, you hear some people talk about them, but I feel like they should be raved about so much more. And they're the ColourPop eyeliners. I have quite a few different shades. I did have a purple one that I was obsessed with, and I really am sad because I'm pretty sure they discontinued it. And it was the best purple eyeliner I ever owned. I used to wear it and get so many compliments on it. It was in the color Piggy Bank, and I can't find it anywhere on the website, so I don't know what the deal with that is, but that was my favorite color. Pretty sure they discontinued it because I cannot find it anywhere on the website. But I have the black and the brown, which in my opinion I've used better black eyeliners before, but for some reason the actual like colors of them last the longest on my waterline that any color eyeliner ever does. Whenever I try any other like colored eyeliners, they just kind of like don't really go on, and then they fade throughout the day, and it doesn't even look like I have eyeliner on. These ones are completely different. I will put on one of these colors and they will literally last all day. Like sometimes I'm a bad girl and I sleep in my makeup and I'll wake up and it will still be like smudged underneath my waterline. and these are very, very affordable. I believe they're $6. I could be wrong. I don't really remember the exact price of these, but they're super, super affordable and so amazing in my opinion, and I think that they should get a lot more hype. Another ColourPop item that I think is super underrated is their lip liners. Please excuse mine. I keep this in my purse and it just gets so, so dirty. This is in the color, if I could even read it, this one is in the color Skimpy, and it is just such, I have like no room on my hands left. That is it swatched right there. It is literally the perfect mauve nude color. I use it all the time, and these are so pigmented and I feel like they last for such a long time. So I definitely am going to pick up more of the ColourPop lip liners. I think that they are super underrated. I feel like not too many people talk about them, and I think they're so good. I wanted to talk about just a few foundations that I think are a little underrated. Foundation's hard because I feel like so many people do kind of try all different foundations, but in my opinion, these two foundations to me are super, super good, and I feel like not too many people are using them in their videos or really talking about them. I've definitely seen people use these before, but not as much as I would think, because I have become so obsessed with both of these foundations. The first one is the Clinique Beyond Perfecting Foundation and Concealer. Yes, I've seen people use this before, but not too many. Like, I feel like it's not that raved about, and I feel like this is the most long wearing foundation I've ever owned, and this is in the color Golden Neutral. I know that it's a lot harder to find your shade in this because there's so many, and a lot of them have like pink undertones. Personally, I don't like pink undertones to foundations. I like more of like a kind of buff color or more of like a kind of neutral. I don't really like the pinks, but this has like a little tip on it. And I feel like this foundation is so underrated, and it's only $29. I feel like it's such a good foundation. It is super full coverage, super full coverage. I feel like it lasts for such a long time. I just feel like more people need to try this foundation. In my opinion, it's one of my favorite foundations ever. Another foundation that I feel like not a lot of people talk about is this. This is the Smashbox Studio Skin 15-Hour Wear Foundation. I actually bought this because SML or Stephanie Letta here on YouTube, I love her. She uses this and her skin looks so good, so I went and bought it, and now I'm obsessed with this foundation. I'm actually wearing it on my skin right now, and I think it's stunning. It's such good foundation. If you want to see it in action, I will link a video up here for you guys. I am in the color 2.1. This foundation is definitely 15-hour wear. I feel like it lasts for such a long time. It doesn't feel heavy on the skin. The Clinique one is a little bit more on the thick side, but I don't mind that. And then this one is a little bit more thinner, but it just has good coverage. It lasts a long time. I think it is such an underrated product. I mean, who knows, maybe there's so many people that use it, but I haven't really seen a lot of people use it, and I don't know, it's just one of those foundations that I feel like not a lot of people talk about that should. I do have an eyeshadow palette that I want to talk about that I think is underrated. This is by the brand Studio Makeup. This is the On The Go eyeshadow palette. I actually got this in a BoxyCharm, and I do have another one as well. I think that this eyeshadow palette is so underrated. I feel like this brand is probably really good, and I've never even heard of it because it's underrated. So because I got it in a BoxyCharm, I use it all the time. This one is like the more kind of like pinky neutral colors, and then they have another one that I own that's like more of like golden colors. I feel like this palette is so underrated. It's super pigmented. That is the colors right there. They're so stunning. I absolutely love this kind of like milky color in the middle. It's so pretty to put under your brow bone if you want like a matte highlight. But those are the colors right there, and I feel like this brand in general is so underrated. It's super blendable. I'm obsessed with this palette and the other one that I own from this brand, and I think so many more people should talk about them or use their products. I love this palette. Look at how beautiful those are. Like, are we kidding? Last but not least, I do have a few lip products that I want to talk about. I'm sure that there are so many other products that I own that are not really talked about. If you guys want to see more videos like this, let me know. These are the Maybelline Babylips. These are pretty much like a lip balm, And I know that they're nothing like crazy, like you would kind of walk by them and be like, they're just like a lip balm, whatever. But to be honest, guys, I love these so much. When I am working out or, you know, I don't really want something on my lips that's gonna be like super thick or super heavy, I always go for these. This one is always in my purse because I think it's such a beautiful kind of pink color. And when you put it on the lips, it gives your lips that like perfect pout to me. Like I feel like it's so pretty. That's it right there. It is like kind of a vibrant pink, but I feel like when you put it on your lips and then kind of blot it off, it gives your lips like that perfect pink color. I love this color. I've gone through probably 3 of these and I just love them. These two are more like clear. This one I use all the time too, and it has like my, like look at how crusty and nasty that is. I don't know if you guys will be able to tell, but whenever I use it, I kind of like put it in between my lips, so it's became like this like little peak right there. But this one is more of like a lighter color and it has sparkles in it. And this one is in the color Crystal Kiss. I love this one for when I just kind of want a little bit of a gloss on my lips. And they're really, really moisturizing in my opinion. I think they are so good and I think they're underrated. I feel like no one really talks about them, even though they are a lip balm. I just love them. I throw them in my purse and they need to be talked about more. This product, last but not least, is by CoverGirl. This is the lipstick in the color 240 Caramel Kiss, or Caramel, whatever you guys want to call it. I have used the absolute crap out of this. This is all the way rolled up and I actually bought another backup. I actually bought this because of Tati, Glam Life Guru here on YouTube. I love her. She was using this and I was like, girl, I need that. But I feel like no one really talks about these and I love this color. I feel like it is such a perfect like peachy pink nude color and I feel like it looks so good on the lips. This is it right here. It's like the perfect neutral nude, but it has a tiny bit of peach in it, so it gives your lips a little bit of color. I absolutely love topping this on like a liquid lipstick that I think is like too dark. If I want to nude it down a little bit, I always go for this lipstick. And my sister actually bought one because I told her she needs one in her life. I just think that this lipstick is so underrated. I'm sure there are so many other colors in the line that are just as good that I'm definitely now going to go test out because the formula of this is amazing and so is the color. That brings us to the end of this video. I hope this video was not too long or boring for you guys. I personally love watching videos like this because I like to kind of find hidden gems at the drugstore that I don't know about, or even at Sephora that I don't know about. And a lot of this stuff was drugstore. So I hope you guys check some of these products out. Let me know what some of your hidden gems are and I will definitely check them out. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave and I will see you in my next video. Bye!